guys, welcome to another segment on Home Truth Nigeria. Today I want to talk on a topic called how to test a scamming boyfriend. Now, yesterday, as you all know, those of you who've watched my video I released yesterday, I talked about um, if your Nigerian boyfriend is a scammer. And I was surprised when I woke up this morning and I got a lot of emails from people, trying to share their stories as well, trying to kind of like justify that maybe they are not being scammed. Maybe it's just some kind of a coincidence. And there are ladies who were actually asking if there's a way you could actually know, like you could actually find out if this is the case. And today I would like to share my own opinion with you. I want to share with you some personal tests you can do if you suspect your boyfriend is a scammer. So if you are suspecting or you're wondering if your boyfriend is scamming you or something somewhere somehow doesn't sit too well or seem too right with you, please watch this video and perhaps maybe you will have an idea on how to test him. Now, I would like to make us understand that before you do this, I advise you to keep a straight face. I advise you to forget every form of emotional attachment and for once use your head. Keep a straight face and see if you are with the right person. You need to always remember that you're trying to stay safe in doing this, and you as well, you're protecting yourself, which should be the first thing, protecting yourself. Now, what are these tests? The first one is learn to say no consistently. Now, I'm not just talking about saying no in the morning and in later in the afternoon you're saying yes, or later in the night you're saying yes. No, learn to say no consistently. This is the first tests, actually learning to say no. Now, this may be a little bit hard for a lot of ladies, especially when they're dating this guy that they basically find it hard to say no to. However, to test if you are with the right person, you know, especially when it comes to you with the sweet and romantic names and talks that actually sweeps you off your feet. He tells you all of these things, and then later, he starts asking you for money. At that point, your guards and your defense, they're all broken, and he gets whatever he wants to get with you. So it's always important to say no, even in such situation. Don't feel bad about it when you say no. Totally refuse him, refuse his request, and please do it in a very nice and polite way so he doesn't suspect something is happening. Now, I would always advise ladies to do this for like 3 to 4 or 6 months. I know some of you are like, what? That's a lot of time. Absolutely. Do this for 3, 4, or 6 months. And don't worry when I tell you that he will not be sick when you do this. Neither is he going to die if you decide to say no to him or refuse his requests for the next 3, 4 to 6 months. He's not going to be sick. He's not going to die. You need to understand that before he met you, he was existing, he was surviving. So saying no or refusing him for a few months won't kill him. It won't kill him. Rather, it would point you to the kind of person he actually is. Because you might be surprised over time, he will start changing into something else you didn't know. He may get tired of speaking with you, and before you know, he would completely stop talking with you and jump to the next victim, because this period of you saying no or refusing him would bring out his true character. Now, the second point is make him feel you have financial problems. Basically, tell him you are broke and you are in some serious financial problem. Give him the impression, that you have problems at work or your business or whatever means you generate money that he knows. Make him understand that things are very tight financially, and in fact, you're basically scared for the future. Make him believe this for the next 3 to 4, 6 months. And And you may be surprised, you will see him gradually starts ghosting you. He will or may start running from you, and he may get to a point where he disappears from you, and he won't have anything to do with you. Now, the final tip is start asking him for money. Start asking for money. This is something Nigerian women do. Nigerian women would always ask the man for money. Start asking for money. Play some of his games. You know, I know some of you ladies may find it very hard. Nah, I can ask him for money, or he doesn't have enough, and all of that. No, ask him for money. Even if it means you saying, "Oh, can you lend me? Can you borrow me? Can you give me, some money?" Ask him for money. Tell him you need to basically like fix your car. You need to, pay for something. You need some little, amount of money to help you fix, something. Ask for ask him something that is very reasonable, that he it's within his means to do. I'm not saying you're going to ask him like, okay, give me $1,000 or stuff like that, but ask him for something reasonable, it's within his means to do. Now, it is very important to understand that if you are in a fix or you have financial trouble, if you are dating somebody who loves you, this person one way or the other would chip in little amount of money and count it and give it to you. But if you're dating somebody who is there for with you for all the wrong reasons, to get whatever they can get from you and benefit from it, this individual will certainly not give you a dime. He won't give you a cent. He won't give you a farthing. He won't give you a sterling. He won't give you a euro. He will disappear from you. When you see the traits, you know basically that you are with the wrong person. These three steps, I always tell ladies, give these three steps a shot, especially when you are dating someone and you are a little bit one way, the little girl inside of you is telling you you're doing the wrong thing. Don't dismiss that little girl inside of you, that gut feeling. Listen to it and and try these three tests. So the big question is, why should you do this? I mean, isn't it going too far doing this? Now, you need to understand that relationship is not always for good times. Relationship is not always for times where you have to give, you know, a particular person you're always giving. And I'm sorry to say this, most Western ladies do this a lot. When you meet a Nigerian man, you're basically trying to buy him. You are trying as much as possible to buy him with ephemeral material things. You're doing everything to, make him happy. You go out of your way to make him happy. And in return, it doesn't do the same thing to you. It's a different thing if whatever you're doing to him is mutual. But in return, he doesn't do the same thing to you. And the problem is when you get to that stage when you cannot do this anymore. Maybe you're sick, maybe you all of a sudden you stop working and things are difficult. The next thing, when he starts acting up and all of a sudden starts finding you not to be interesting, or not loving anymore, and eventually leaves you, you would start thinking that you know every relationship is like rainbow and sunshine, or it's kind of like a stroll in the park. But it's a lot more than that, because when reality sets and the man you've been doing everything with leaves you, and you start recounting all the things you've done, the next thing you will start, pointing fingers, saying all Nigerians are scammers and are good for nothing other than to scam and extort women from their hard-earned money. And I always say to some Western ladies, don't wait till it happens to you. Don't wait till you're a part of the statistics of women that have been scammed. When you meet somebody and you're not sure about it, most especially a Nigerian man you've met online, or even you could see the person at proxy you're dating in the same country, in the same vicinity, always try this test. In conclusion, I've always said it, you have